We all have secrets, things we do when nobody's looking, things we'd rather others not be privy to, things about ourselves we don't understand, things better left unknown to the greater populace. To quote the Marquis de Sade, there is nothing either fundamentally good or evil. Everything is relative. Norman, when did you first feel the urge to have sex with animals?
It started when I was 19. I honestly can't remember if I bought my own dog with a view to possible sexual contact, but I don't really think I did.
Please continue, Norman. We are not here to judge, merely to diagnose.
Well, I went to the pound, and that's where I found him. He slept with me. I trained him to fetch and play ball. I eventually started to jerk him off. I don't really know why. It just seemed to be a natural extension of our relationship. He liked it when I started doing it right. It was when I got my own apartment that my relationship with Shep changed. It's ironic, how people argue the animal consent thing, considering,
Considering what, Norman?
considering he mounted me. I noticed Shep was aroused and then made an attempt to mount me. I never considered being mounted before, so I encouraged him, and eventually, over several days of tries, we got it.
And by that you mean
We did it.
you had sexual intercourse with your dog.
His name is Shep.
And are you of the belief, Norman, that Shep has the same ability as you to consent to such an activity?
He mounted me, remember?
Yes, as you said. But I believe my concern, Norman, is that you are under the mistaken impression animals have the ability to act on something other than a basic need for physical gratification.
I don't think I get your meaning.
Animals cannot consent to have sex with humans, Norman. If animals have become the focus of your sexual attention, it would be wise to explore what's on your mind, your motivations. Have you asked yourself why you might want to have intercourse with non-humans?
No, but I did want to ask, I mean, are there any STDs that you can get from a dog? Just out of curiosity.
Generally speaking, the STDs we associate with person-to-person sexual contact, including HIV, cannot be transmitted through sex between humans and animals because these infections are species-specific. But contact with animals can put you at risk for worms, fleas, ticks, salmonella, and scabies. Do you practice safe sex with Shep, Norman?
No, I guess not.
I see.
Did you know in Belgium sex with animals isn't illegal?
Are you planning a move to Belgium, Norman?
Larry, we need to talk.
About?
Larry, you're a quiet employee. You get your work done impeccably. That has always led me to overlook your, peccadillos. But we've had more complaints.
Now what?
Did you not make your interns stick a finger in the anus of a cadaver and then suck it yesterday?
It was an exercise in observation.
Well, now I am observing your behavior, and it is, at the very least, disturbing. And then, there was the incident last week with Mrs. Kent's body.
I told you I did not put the cigar into the vagina of that woman. I don't know how it got there.
Well, since the patient died after giving birth, the possibility of someone not noticing a Cuban cigar in her vaginal cavity during delivery would have been quite slim.
You have no idea what happened to that cadaver between childbirth and its arrival here?
No, Larry, I do not. But I only know one person with a penchant for dead bodies, and that person, Larry, is here, not at Mercy Hospital. I suggest you take your therapy a little more seriously, Larry.
Do you eat meat, doctor? Because I'm pretty sure that if you took a general consensus, if animals were given the choice of copulation or slaughter before ending up on your barbecue grill, I'm pretty sure they'd pick the first choice and probably enjoy it more.
But, Norman,
And by the way, I don't believe for 1 minute that we spay and neuter our pets, which is basically a sadistic act. We don't do that for them. Okay? We do that for us, under the guise of controlling the animal population. I'm guessing they'd prefer not to have those particular procedures performed on them either. And compared to mounting their owners, I think, again, they'd choose the latter. Look, society doesn't question if I scratch my dog's belly without her consent, but the instant my fingers start to go a few inches lower, suddenly I'm doing something without consent.
An animal can by no means say yes or no in a given circumstance. Instead, you can take advantage of their natural instincts and instill a Pavlovian response. Possibly your pets are trained to screw you, Norman.
They are not trained to do anything except not pee on my carpet.
So, how are you doing, Larry?
Pretty well.
I think your employer would have to disagree. Let me illustrate a theory for you, Larry, one I'm working on with my undergraduate class. Leon Cass, chairman of President George Bush's Council on Bioethics in the United States, wrote, "In this age in which everything is held to be permissible so long as it's freely done, in which our given human nature no longer commands respect, in which our bodies are regarded as mere instruments of our autonomous rational wills, repugnance may be the only voice left that speaks up to defend the central core of our humanity. Shallow are the souls that have forgotten how to shudder. You, Larry, have forgotten how to shudder."
That's not true. Ann Coulter and Glenn Beck make me shudder. Plenty.
Let's not skirt around the issue here, Larry. I believe you do not have that internal moral compass which keeps the average, ordinary citizen from, let's say, having sex with a cadaver. Do you get my point?
Sure, sex with dead people frowned upon. I get it.
Leon Cass wrote that in crucial cases, repugnance is the emotional expression of deep wisdom.
I disagree. Repugnance is nothing but a pretext for personal dislikes.
Yes, Larry, but this is not to say that I or anyone else condones pedophilia or necrophilia. I think most would concur that these practices are unacceptable. What about sex with animals? It's hard to justify, even if, as in Edward Albee's masterpiece, the goat in question seems to enjoy it. It's not like we can ask Sylvia.
Who is Sylvia?
A goat?
Your girlfriend, I presume?
Would that bother you, Larry?
If you're implying my assigned therapist is having goat sex, yes, that would bother me.
I assure you, I'm not having goat sex, Larry. Nor am I having sexual intercourse with cadavers, I might add.
Your loss.
Let's try to remember that you've been assigned to me as a condition of your continuing employment. Now, how would you describe sexual intercourse with a cadaver?
Transformative. Invigorating.
Okay, well, I think we're going to need a few more visits. How are Thursdays for you, Larry? Same time, same place?